Yeah, I've relaxed a little bit. Kids, we still need to work a little bit harder than what we're working. I mean, I understand day one of preparing for Washburn, those first days of preparing for new opponents, always kind of sloppy, but your effort can still be there. Your tempo can still be there, and all those things. I know there's going to be mistakes, but we still got to practice at a high tempo. We got to practice at game speed. I thought it was a little bit better yesterday, but we still not finishing practice the way we need to finish practice. So, we'll work on that today again and make sure guys are locked in and focused. But it's just they got to make a decision on where this team wants to go. I can only do so much. I can motivate them and try to get them there, but it really comes down to the player themselves of, figuring out, how the hell are we going to do this? And are we going to let this hold us back? Or are we going to learn from this and move forward? And hopefully we learn from our mistakes and move forward and get better, from here on out. But, we'll see. It all starts this week. Yeah, yeah, it can. We struggle again this week. Who knows what happens? We're playing a very good Washburn team this week, who's 1-1 just like we are. They played Northwest Missouri State, who was number 6 in the country, I believe, at the time, and it's a very good Northwest team that put some points on the board and's got a great defense. So, we got a big challenge ahead of us, but we got to prepare to win this ball game, and we got to do everything we can to possibly win this ball game. I told them it's a 9-game season now, is exactly what it is. We have to go 9-0 to have a chance to win this conference, because if we do, we'll at least tie and have a chance to get into the playoffs. And do you want to be the team that holds us back or be the team that keeps moving us forward? So, I mean, it's a decision they got to make and a choice they got to make. And, it comes down to guys just making plays. I really think our defense has played pretty well. I think offensively, we've had some shots, we've had some turnovers, especially in the last game. We've dropped some balls. Guys not going and just making a play. Running backs not getting the right read and hitting the hole properly. I mean, we can't point it at one guy in our offense. I mean, it's multiple guys in our offense not making plays. So, those guys need to figure it out, and somebody needs to step up and make plays for us. So, hopefully that starts happening this week. I thought Toby Godwin filling in did a great job. Cade Gober at left tackle. I thought those guys really did a good job for us. For their first start, at Fort Hays. They didn't have a lot of buzz, and I thought they played pretty well. So they'll get more confident, as the year goes on. I was really proud of the way those two played, and when Mellenberg moved to center, I thought he did a good job. I think he only had one, kind of bad snap, and it wasn't too terrible. But overall, the front line, I thought it did a great job. We still need to get some more movement, but when you're shuffling guys around, they're trying to still figure each other out. It takes time. So I think this week, on the online, we'll be better because those guys have one game underneath their belt. They got some confidence now. Now we got to move forward. So I was proud of the way those guys filled in there, and I was proud of Romello moving to center and doing a good job with it. I think it's just a lack of concentration, honestly. I think we got to concentrate a little bit more than what we are. Focus on the ball coming all the way to our hands, catching it, and getting upfield. Quarterback, just not overthrowing it. Just relax, sit in the pocket. You might have to take a shot, and that's okay. It's going to happen. You're a quarterback. You get hit. Running backs just being more patient, trusting your blocks. And I think that's the key thing. We need to start trusting in the system and what we're doing and trusting our coaching staff and believe that what we're coaching and teaching is the right way and not trying to do it their way. And, some of it is not doing their assignment correctly. The pick to in the end zone when Matt tipped the ball up. If our running back runs the right route, we don't have a corner sitting in the back of the end zone waiting for that tip ball. It's just going to be an incomplete ball. Now we can kick a field goal and go up 10-7 at half. So it's just little simple things like that, doing your job, doing your assignment, doing what we ask you to do, and doing it the right way, and things will work. And another time, a lot of new guys out there, playing for us, and they just got to figure it out and get things done. I mean, I'm 8 years removed. Coach Harris is 7 years removed now. That's a long time, and staffs change over time with the things that they do and the way they call things, and the change of staff as well. So. I mean, we've got a new guy calling the offense now at Washburn, and Brock's been there for a while, but now you got Zach Watkins to it. So I mean, they're going to change and mix some things up the way they like to do things. So it's just not what we did when we were there. So things are a little bit different. They still run the 4-2-5, they still run the 3-3 stack, just like we did when I was there. But they changed up the coverages just a little bit offensively. Now they're 11 personnel a lot, doing some RPOs and things like that. So things have changed quite a bit, and players change too. So we're not as similar as people think we are, and understand each other as much as we used to. And things have kind of changed quite a bit. So we just got to lock into what they're doing now and try to hone in on those things and try to stop them. Yeah, they are. They had some good things against Northwest when they played. I mean, maybe the score doesn't show up, but there's a few plays. If they get those plays, it's a one touchdown game, and they have an opportunity to win it. And they're a good football team. They just had a couple bad breaks in that game, and a couple things didn't go their way, but offensively, they do some great things that you got to defend two things: run and pass at the same time. You got to defend the deep ball. You got to be able to stop the run because they got some big guys up front that move people. And, then defensively, they give some troubles with some different coverages and different looks that they do that we really haven't seen, from other teams. So, they're tough. They're good. They got a great secondary. They got a cornerback that's probably an NFL guy. We're going to have our work cut out for us. And, we just got to lock in this week and really, like I always say, focus on what we're doing and then take care of business in what we're doing and make sure we know everything, we do everything the right way, and hopefully we can come away with a win. Again, it's just, to me, special teams is effort. It's all about effort, doing your job and doing it the right way. Your assignments aren't that hard. Either you're contained or you got inside shoulder on the guy or whatever it might be. And, it's just a couple of those were just guys not being in the right lanes and getting pushed out and getting beaten, in the one-on-one battles. You can't get beat on one-on-one battles in the special teams period. Dante kicked one low kick, and that one low kick, really hurt us. It put it right into the hands of their linebacker who had an easy touchdown. So, it's just lack of focus. You got to stay focused for 4 quarters. I tell our guys in practice, our practice lasts about 2 to 2.5 hours. If you can't stay focused for 2 to 2.5 hours, how are you going to stay focused for 3 hours during the game? So I think it's just attention to detail and making sure we're staying locked in, for 4 quarters. I think so, and entitlement a little bit. Guys thinking that they're the guy, and they should just be able to come out here and make plays. And I think this team lacks a little bit of work right now and work ethic and going hard all the time. Where last year they were pretty accountable. I knew when Tyler Bacon came to practice, he was going to practice hard every single day. I knew when Kenneth Ahim came to practice, he was going to practice hard every single day. And it's guys like that. Then on the defensive side of the ball, it's like Doyle would practice hard every day. Shadee would practice hard every day. Delgado, Nathan Shepard was a big part of that. He's an NFL guy. He took no snaps off in practice. And that's what it comes down to. It's just our guys really buying into what we're doing. And yeah, we lost some guys, but, this is still a darn good football team. And we can win a lot of games with this football team if we'll just lock into what we're doing and believe in what we're doing. So that's where we're at right now. We just got to figure it out and get it done. It's a bad way to start the game, it's terrible. I wish we could get him back, but he's pretty much done for the season. And who knows? We'll get on the MRI today, so we'll know more tomorrow on exactly what it is. But I'm hoping we can get him back. But he's definitely out this week, and he's that deep threat, that we had. So the injury bugs hurt us a little bit. We got 2 linemen now a receiver, and who knows what's going to. So somebody's got to step up. But that's how we've always done it. Here at Fort Hays State, somebody's gone down, somebody has stepped in and got the job done. So, and that's what we got to do with these other guys. They got to step in and get the job done. 2 linemen did it. Who's going to be the receiver that steps up this week and gets the job done for the rest of the season if he is done for the season? So, we'll see. It was just I hope we get him back because he's a tremendous deep threat, and we need him. A little bit just staying focused and locked in, and then making sure we take care of business and worry about your assignment and doing your assignment. In the years past, I knew our guys were prepared. I knew they were focused. I knew they were going to do their job, to the best of their ability, and I knew they were going to play hard. And it didn't matter if the ball was coming to you or not. You were going to run your route hard, no matter what, just to make sure you were a decoy to take something away. Because there's certain things that we do, and just running backs, play action stuff, same thing, running through hard and not letting up halfway through. So there is a little, so it's more of this is what we have to do instead of, hey, let's go do the things that we've been doing. Let's go win this ball game, have faith, believe in one another, play hard for 4 quarters. If we get down, it's going to be all right. We're going to come back. With this group, it's a little bit different. We got to stay on them. This is a group we got to stay on, and I hate being like that, but last year's group I didn't have to do that. It was more of, hey, we're going to be all right. This year's group is, hey, we got to be better, and that's something. Everything they do matters. Whether it's film preparation, whether it's, getting their scouting reports, whether it's practice, whether it's individual drills, team sessions, everything you do matters on this team, and everything you do in practice matters. If you don't do the little things right, you're not going to be good on Saturday. So, it's just preparation and then buying in and believing in what we're doing and having faith and knowing this is a good football team. Just trust it.
You've been here a while. How's that carried over?
So far, so good. We're using the emotion to get better this week at practice. Dudes are driven. We're working hard. We're getting better. If you were out there yesterday, which I don't know if I saw any of you guys, but we were running sprints after practice. So obviously, there's a lot of emotion. No, we're using it. It's fueling us. We're ready to get back out there, get this taste out of our mouth.
Thanks.
Yeah, and it truly does start with practice. You got to be locked in from beginning to the end. A lot of us aren't on special teams. You still got to be locked in to know what they're doing just in case someone has to fill in. You know what I mean? And some of these younger guys, They don't get as many reps, and so that's when it's even more important to get those mental reps. Watch the older guys, know what mistakes they've made, so you don't make the same ones when you go back out there, because then we just waste time. So we're trying to really instill that in them at a young age, and hopefully it'll show later. After a loss, I do not want that much time between games. We're ready to get back out there. After a win, maybe let the body heal a little bit, stuff like that. After a loss, you don't even feel your injuries or anything. All you feel is that loss. So we're definitely ready to hit the field again. It's a lot of the same. They got good skill position guys. Their quarterback is able to extend plays. It's something our D-line's going to have to put their head on. They got pretty good backs in the backfield. They got a strong O-line. Not a lot changes. It's about what we do. So we're game planning for that, and got to be prepared to stop the run in the deep ball. So obviously, anytime you have a loss is a loss. I mean, evaluate the whole team. If they don't score, we win the game. And so as a defense, we feel like that was a failure for us too. You know what I mean? So as far as first game yards allowed, that was not anywhere where we're trying to be. That 300 mark is like where we under that. Points allowed, we've been hitting our goals. Turnovers, we've been doing okay. But when it's a loss, everything goes out the window. We just got to be more consistent. Third downs are killing us right now, especially third and longs for some reason, which over the years, we've been very good at. So we got to be more disciplined on third downs. Got to be better tacklers. We're flowing hard to the ball right now, but we're not wrapping up. We're punishing them, but they're not always going down. You know what I mean? So we gotta win third downs, and we gotta flow to the ball and wrap up. Not much. It's taken me a little bit longer to take care of my body, I'll tell you that. I got to warm up a lot earlier, and I got to cool down a lot later. No, I feel like we're just hitting the film harder. Dwayne being a senior too, we watch a lot of film together. Tanner, even Hayden, we're all watching that film together. Quill, really trying to get a feel for their receivers and what they're trying to do to us as a defense. That's about it. I mean, last year we watched film. This year we're watching even more. So, yeah, definitely. Both sides of the ball. I mean, defense, we got to hit them harder. Our front line, we're doing good. Defensive line, but us flying in there, we got to bring more wood, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah. We got to take it to them. Colt did a good job of hurting that quarterback the first game. That's kind of what we need to do every game. So we're trying to breed that in us, and we're working towards it. We've been getting more physical every game. So coming out of high school, we would get roughly 4,000 or 5,000 at our games, which is pretty good for Nebraska high school, Class B. I came here and we were 6-5 that first year, maybe getting 3.5 to 4, maybe, which was still cool. It was fun. It was somewhat loud. But man, these last couple of years, us winning, the crowd really buying in, the community support, it means the world. I mean, it's crazy how loud it can get on third and fourth downs, even in Lewis Field, with 6 or 7 that we have coming now. And that helps us more than they even know. You know what I mean? So I really feel like I just hope people are still bought into this, because we can still achieve our goals. So we definitely need their help. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Like right after the game, I mean, a lot of dudes' heads were down. They're like, "Oh man, I know." You could see it in their eyes, like, and maybe the season's over. But then you got to bring them back, especially the young kids. It's like, hey, it's only week 2, and like everybody's gonna lose in this league. I mean, that's just how this league goes. It's a competitive league, and so we just got to take it week by week, kind of like how we had to recenter ourselves last season. We got to take it week by week, and just put our nose to the grindstone and just really get after it like we are this week. Like yesterday at practice, there was really no joking around. It was all like, it was probably one of the quietest practice like I've ever been a part of here at Fort Hays, and it's just, we were out on a mission. We're out on a mission this week, is to like what Connor said, get the taste out of our mouths. So we just got to stay positive.
Quiet in a good way?
Yeah, quiet in a good way, because it really showed that dudes are focused in, that they want to get better, that we're doing everything to the best of our abilities. So yeah, it definitely comes mental aspect. Coming to the film room, taking mental reps when you're out on the field, watching the signals, getting those reps in. But I mean, some of the mistakes that we had were also physical. Looking the ball in, I had a drop touchdown that could have helped us win the game. I just didn't look the ball in. It just comes down to fundamentals of the game. I think we're just getting too far ahead of ourselves, and we just got to bring ourselves back and just do what we do best. So Yeah, I mean, we expect, I mean, next guy up. I mean, everybody's replaceable on this team. When you go down, the next guy is going to have to step up and become a playmaker, and that's what we're trying to find. Is the next playmaker, the next dude, as Coach Brown calls it. But I mean, I think we got a great group of guys, great group of young guys that can step up and show us, what they got, so they can showcase their talents. Of course it helps. They got the same kind of like style players. They're bigger body, physical players, but then they also run like this all season they've been running like a stack front where the linebackers are stacked, and we see that once in a while with our defense. But I mean, it's gonna be if we can figure out how to block the stack front, it'll be a great game in the run game, which is gonna be nice because last game we didn't have much rushing yards. So yeah, Washburn is a very like fundamental team. They're very disciplined. They do everything correctly. They do everything at 100%. I mean, if we're not all there, then there's no chance of winning the game. But we all got to be in. All got to be locked in. Everybody's got to be committed. I mean, comes from the film, weights, to practice. I mean, you got to be all in this week to beat these guys. They're a great team. To be honest, I think Washburn's a rivalry because I have friends that play on that team from the school I went to out in Maine. So it's kind of like fun texting back and forth all week. Like, hey, like here's the series. My buddy out there, he's a senior. He didn't get redshirted when he came out there, so he's got one last go around. And we've been talking trash to each other all week. So I think Washburn's my rivalry. But if it's not them, I'd say Northwest or Pitt State. Yeah, I play with J&J, Brenya Hop, and then the other two, they departed the team. So it's just JJ, and he's been a great friend ever since I was out in Maine. He's a good kid. He's a great athlete, and I hope the best for him this season. But I'm hoping to get that win over him. So yeah, it was crazy because he's from New Jersey, and also he's like, well, I'm committed to Washburn, and I was like, well, I'm going to Fort Hays, and they play each other, and I really didn't know anything about this conference at all. I just came out here, started playing football, and honestly, I forgot. I got redshirted, and they got off the bus, and we were talking, and it was just crazy how I'm in Western Kansas, and he's in Topeka, and it's crazy. I don't know, it's just nuts. It's been great to see. I mean, he works really hard. I mean, me and him work out in the off season once in a while with each other when we get some time. I'll go out to Topeka, work out with him, or I've taken him home back to Wisconsin to spring break and working hard. But it's really cool to see him, exploding as a player and getting out there and getting that experience and seeing that they use him. Because one concern that he had is they're not using him to his ability when he first got out there. That's what he was worried about. But the fact that you're using him more as a utility guy, which he is really awesome. Well, Sunday night was it was an early night for me. I honestly didn't even watch the game, but I went to bed. Well, before I went to bed, I checked the score. It was 20-3, and I was like, another Aaron Rodgers is down. Like, there goes the season and whatever. I wake up and it's 24-23. We won, and Rodgers came back. So I didn't know what happened. So I had to watch the highlights, and I was just in disbelief. So that was kind of crazy.